Jerusalem's Western Wall in the days before Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, is usually packed with thousands of worshippers. But this year, the holy site is divided into a maze of socially distanced prayer capsules, a preview of how the 3-week lockdown will affect the upcoming Jewish holidays.
Rosh Hashanah is a day which is primarily spent in prayer, and most of those prayers are done in massive-sized gatherings. So now all of the synagogues are scrambling because they want to keep to the rules. But you're talking about rules which say 10 people allowed in a closed area, 20 people in capsules in an open area. So even those who are planning very large open prayer services, open air prayer services, are scrambling now to keep to all of the regulations.
From the beginning of the pandemic, the ultra-Orthodox community was one of the coronavirus epicenters, with many flouting the restrictions against mass gatherings. Israeli Arabs, who make up a fifth of the population, also contributed to the high numbers by celebrating massive weddings with little social distancing.
Weddings were, the source of infection. Now, every day, the daily reports are showing, continuing soar of coronavirus, infected people. So it's disastrous. I think we warned people. People didn't pay attention. Even sometimes they neglected the instructions. And now we ask the authorities to implement, to be assertive with people in order to, it's for their good, in order to stabilize the situation.
The new national lockdown will close schools, shopping malls, restaurants, government offices, and many businesses. People will be allowed to travel only 500 meters from their homes, except to buy food and medicine. Police say they are prepared to slap heavy fines on those who do not comply.
The preparations being made by the Israeli National Police will enforce and implement the government decision, which includes thousands of police officers that will make sure that the full curfew and the lockdown in all the zones across the country will be taking in place.
Israel's leadership imposed the first lockdown in March and April, one of the earliest and most successful containment efforts in the world. In an attempt to restart the economy and give Israelis relief, the government lifted most restrictions in May, allowing more businesses to operate. But critics say there was no master plan for managing the pandemic.
The virus never tires. It lurks in the darkness and waits for the opportunity. And once we have reopened the economy in a very rapid pace and without looking back, basically. So more and more activities were opened with not paying heed to the signs and signals of a problematic trend that was beginning to ensue.
Facing a repeat scenario and after months of protests against a government blamed for mismanaging the crisis, many Israelis see little reason to trust the politicians and health authorities again. Linda Gradstein for VOA News, Jerusalem.